So hey, this is Jack Bourne. I'm the founder of DeadlineFunnel.com, and I'm here with Eli Natoli. And great to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Would love to hear about a little bit about your business, what you do. I know you and your husband have a really interesting business. Something that when I heard about it really piqued my interest, and I'd love to hear some ideas about how you guys first got started and kind of catches up to what you're doing now. So Ellie, great to have you here.
Hi Jack, thank you for having me here. I'm really excited. My husband and I started this software development firm and design company. This was back almost 12, 13 years ago. Mm-hmm. And about 5-6 years ago, I really got interested into internet marketing part of things. Not so much about our company, but in general, I was hearing about passive income and people making money online. And I was actually getting bored of what I was doing. I was managing the projects on my end, and I wanted to tap into something more exciting.
Right.
So what I did was I started this online type of website where I was aggregating free and legitimate websites. Mm-hmm. So that's how I really got into this. And I started reading about SEOs and how to drive traffic. And actually, I was putting on a little bit of time, and very shortly, not even 6 months, we were getting passive income to the site. So then that really made me excited. And I started thinking, well, what can we do with this internet marketing part and how we can actually bring it into our own business? So my husband does user experience design, mm-hmm. and he's been doing this for 20 years. He's really good at it. And when we go into a meeting, number one thing that everybody loves about the way he approaches the business is how passionate he is about user experience. So I thought, well, he's a natural teacher, and this is something we can tap into.
Right.
So what we decided to do was do an online training. So we decided to put together a course, and it was he was doing the course, but I was doing the internet marketing part of it. So that was the beginning of tapping into this internet marketing part of things.
So when you said that you were getting passive income before you even started the course, what were you doing to generate the passive income?
This was back in the day where people were just doing Google ads. Right. So I was just trying to do some SEO work to make sure that there's traffic, the site is visible on Google, and then just basic stuff, just doing Google ads. And it was funny because I was only putting little time into it, maybe not even 30 minutes a day. And believe it or not, I was generating $1,000 a month just by Google Ads.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool.
That's one of the better results I've heard with Google AdSense. That's great. And even though it starts small, I think everyone I talk to, and I had this experience as well, that first dollar is so exciting. You're like, oh my gosh.
It is.
that's great. Yeah.
The potential, I know, it is exciting. Yes.
So from that point you get hooked. So you created this online course where your husband is taking what he knows and what he's been doing for 20 years, and you packaged it up into an online course, and you guys chose Udemy as your platform, right?
We chose Udemy because I didn't have much experience in internet marketing and how we can sell a course. So I thought, well, there's a platform there's a market there. Why don't we just tap into that market?
Right.
So that's where we started, and the course just did really well. Right now, I haven't checked lately, but the last time I checked 2 months ago, we had about 55,000 students just in one of the courses. Right. So it's doing really well. And Udemy actually approached us and asked us to create another course. So we as soon as we launched that, 4 months into it, we launched another. We worked on launching another course together. So that was launched about 6-8 months after that. But when things actually started taking off for us was when I started thinking, well, there has to be a way that we can do this actually on our own. We can create a course, put it on our own platform, drive our own traffic. Because all these audience that we were getting, they were all Udemy's audience. We had no access to these visitors, to these students, so we couldn't really sell anything else to them except more Udemy courses.
Right.
So that's actually when things started happening for us, which was about 2 years ago.
Awesome. And what did you do? So once you left Udemy, did you go to Teachable or okay?
Yeah, we haven't left Udemy. We still have those two
Okay.
initial courses there. But
Okay.
so research that we went to Teachable seemed the best of, you were still getting everything that we needed as far as, having a platform that looked really user-friendly like Udemy. But then we also had everything that we needed to market it ourselves.
Right. So you guys control it, and you guys, the people who are students, they're added to your list.
Absolutely. So that's a benefit, because now that we have the students added to our list, then we can actually launch more products. We can do other things. So these are actually our subscribers. These are our students. So that's the best part about it.
Now, when you and I first started talking, I guess it's been months now. You were just in the process of making the change. You were bringing over your a list of Udemy people, and you were kickstarting this launch. Actually, you may have just done your first launch. So take me back to what was going on in your mind when you were looking for a solution that Deadline Funnel filled.
Well, actually, when we first, I think it was last July, and those weren't actually our Udemy students. We don't have access to the Udemy students. Those were our own subscribers. That just over the 2 years, we had maybe a little bit less than 2,000 subscribers that we had acquired ourselves by just giving away freebies. And so going through, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
So what was going through your mind that led you to finding Deadline Funnel? What sort of problem were you trying to solve, or what were you trying to achieve?
When we went through our first launch and it was really successful, then I love to get educated. I read every day. And I thought, well, we can do more with this launch, and we can, run this promotions after the launch was over, after the cart was closed. What I wanted to do was tap into Facebook ads, bring people in through our sales funnel, and sell to them. And it seemed like if we had some element of scarcity added to the whole sales funnel, that would have actually motivate people to buy once we walk them through the sales funnel. So then I started looking for a solution to add that element of scarcity to our sales funnel.
Cool. And so can you give me some ideas about how that worked for you once you added it in? So were you able to evergreenize your funnel?
Yes, we actually we've tweaked it over the last 7-8 months to see what works and what doesn't work. So at the beginning, the way we were going about it is once people came through the funnel, at the very beginning, we wouldn't say anything about discounts or bonuses. But a couple of days in, we would say, we added this bonus. And then a couple more days, we added, another bonus. And then 2-3 days before it was closing, we would say, you get additional discounts. Mm-hmm. So we ran it with that for a while. And that was a long, actually, sales funnel. It was about 11 to 12 emails in that sales funnel over the period of 2 weeks. It was good, but then I decided to try something else because I was reading all these things about, maybe motivate people by not giving them discounts, but maybe just give bonuses and do it right off from the beginning. So then we tried that, and that seems actually to really work with our audience. Okay. From the very beginning, we're very transparent with them. You get this many bonuses. And the funnel, we've shortened it because we've noticed that it works better when you shorten it. So we do 5 emails in a period of week and a half with an additional 2 emails on the last day, reminding them that the offer will go away. And all we're doing is just adding bonuses.
Good. That's terrific. So some key points that I think are really important is I've heard from other people as well that shortening it from a 2-week cycle to something less than a week, people don't have a tremendously long attention span. So try to get to the point, you can still take everything that you're doing in terms of the psychology and building trust and knowledge and also the urgency at the end and just compress it down like you were talking about. And then the other thing is you mentioned one of my favorite things that I talk about in all of my trainings and webinars is that don't just send 1 email on the last day. You got to send at least 2. And if you're sending 2, you might want to try 3. So it's incredible, isn't it, how people just wait until the last minute. It's that deadline that gets them to,
That's absolutely true. We get a lot of our sales actually come through either the last 2 days and then majority the last day, especially when we do product launches. The very last days are when we get the bulk of our sale.
Right.
Absolutely right.
Very cool. So what's on the horizon for you? Where are you guys taking this next?
Well, I've actually launched my own marketing business.
All right.
I launched it about 2 months ago, and I started actually with a Udemy course, which has been fantastic as well. I don't have my own user base or my own students, so I'm starting really from zero, from scratch. And I want to put in all these things that I've been doing for our business, put it in a documented way so people can follow and get the same results that we've gotten. And it's been amazing. So far in the last month, I've actually have been able to enroll close to 2,000 students. So it's terrific. Been received really, really well. That's
great. Do you have any tips that you can share for someone who wants to follow your same path if they just want to get on Udemy as a way to kickstart their audience growth? What has worked for you? Because even on Udemy, I would imagine that it's not simply create the course and sit back. You've got to actually do stuff.
Exactly. To me, the key to whether you want to do it on Udemy, on your own platform, it's research. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I think that's actually been the number one key for our success. Because what we do is we actually take the time we stalk people nicely, not in a creepy way, but we have our own Facebook groups. We go to our competitors' social sites and we listen. We listen to what people are saying, and all of our products, the product that I launched, the products that we've launched through our business, everything has been as a result of us listening to what the need is, what that pain is, what that struggle is, and then creating a product based on that need. And then we tap into that. Every single word that we use in our sales page, in our sales funnel, in our Facebook ads, it's exactly the words that they're using to describe their pain.
Gotcha.
And if you do that, no matter where you launch your course, which platform you use, people will actually identify themselves with that pain and that solution. So I think that's the key.
Right. Yeah, I've heard others describe it as being able to read. It's almost like someone read a page out of your own diary. So you're seeing these words where you have this internal thought of, wow, this person really gets me. How did they know this type of thing? So that's really, really powerful. That's great. Anything? So let me end with this. Is there a tip that you could share? And it could be something we've already talked about or something new, but like one major thing that you've picked up over the past 6 to 12 months that you would give to someone who is just starting out.
Subscribers. Get as many subscribers on your email list as you can, because that is the key. When we started, I had no idea. People always talk about, grow your list. Mm-hmm. And I really didn't know how important it is to grow your list. But if you work on that consistently on a daily basis, then you can grow your business authentically, organically. Right. So you don't have to have a course to begin with. You don't have to have, a website even to begin with. Start with building your list today if you're thinking about getting to online business.
Right. The best time to start was 5 years ago. The second best time is today.
Exactly. It's never too late.
That's right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you sharing this.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.